Won't you let me in?
Welcome, everyone, to Barely Friends Podcast. My name is Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
And we are a sports podcast. Two friends, love NBA and basketball and some other sports. But we're mainly a basketball, NBA podcast. Before we get into our content, just have one thing I want to do for us. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Sweeping. Gentlemen sweeping. That is all. Gentlemen sweep. Eric, do you have any reference? Does that ring a bell at all to you by any chance?
I think I know where you're going with this
Okay. I want to have you say it before I...
I know the Los Angeles Dodgers.
There it is.
Won the
There it
MLB
is.
championship.
There we go. Yeah, I know you're a Yankees fan, so it hurts a little bit more than myself. I am. I was glad. To be honest, I wanted it to be a closer series just because I wanted MLB to grow from this game. Maybe it has a little bit, but I don't think the Yankees were.
I feel like in
We're
general,
there.
we think about, and we're talking about this later in the episode, but America's team, we think about the Los Angeles Dodgers, talk about the New York Yankees, right? The two capitals of the United States, kind of in a way. So
Yeah.
it's really just a battle of titans, Judge versus Ohtani. So I was really proud the Yankees got that far. But unfortunately for me, Ohtani got his first ring. But hopefully Judge can rebound next year and come back.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I mean, they're too talented. We're gonna have to see what happens with Juan Soto and see with his contract and where he goes this free agency. But that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah.
And I'm a Red Sox fan, but that was tough.
Kind of
That
rubbed
was
me
tough.
the wrong way a little bit, seeing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially the way it ended in Game 7.
Right,
yeah.
absolutely.
Lots of errors. They had it 5-0, and then the Yankees lost the lead.
Yep, fifth inning was just an absolute catastrophe. So, but there's that. But anyway, we'll pause there on Yankees Dodgers. I want to highlight Eric for his artistry, for his music. I'm gonna do that. However, this time he was mentioned with another artist. His name is Miles Smith, and for reference, here's him with Miles Smith. Eric, tell us a little bit about this moment, who Miles Smith is, and another star. I feel like every episode we talked about you getting mentioned by a star or commented by a star. What's with this story now?
Yeah, so this is Miles Smith. Right now, his song Stargazing, it's gotten really a lot of airplay recently. If you listen to Fun 107, New Bedford, or another popular radio station, you'll notice that his hits being played very constantly. Literally, before the concert, me and my dad drove up to Boston together, and we heard Stargazing 3 times.
Wow.
And on the way back, we heard it another 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
So Miles Smith, really proud of him. His music's amazing. People have referred to him as the Black Ed Sheeran. So his music is very acoustic pop. He's also been referred to as similar styles as Coldplay, Imagine Dragons. But I like his music. He's awesome. He was playing in Boston at Brighton Music Hall about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that venue has about 400, 500 people. And I just heard about this a couple of days before the concert.
Yep.
And that was amazing. And I wanted to interview him for Sports Illustrated. So I talked to his manager, through email. And his manager said that they might be able to get interviews set up. So I went to the event, and it was an amazing time. I heard all of his singles that are currently out, and it was just amazing to see him perform in front of that crowd. Probably the last time, really, we're going to see him in front of a crowd that small.
Yeah.
Because next summer he's going to be touring with Ed Sheeran, and that's like stadiums of like 50,000 people, 90,000 people. So it was just great to share in his journey and talk to him. I actually did ask him a couple Celtics questions.
Okay, nice.
So he doesn't watch basketball per se. He's more of a casual fan.
Okay.
But his big prediction for this season is that LeBron James and Bronny are going to take over.
Wow. That is a bold prediction. I mean, kind of like a little bit of my bold prediction about Bronny. A little bit different, but That's awesome. That must have been a great experience, a great time. And is when you interviewed him, you said Sports Illustrated, right? So is there an article already out, or will we have to be waiting for a little bit for that to come out?
Yep. So me and Miles Talk is out on the internet. If you look up Miles Smith Celtics, it'll probably pop up on Google. But it's, Miles Smith talks about Boston Celtics, touring with Ed Sheeran, and NBA prediction. So it was really nice chatting with him. He's a really cool dude. And I look forward to seeing him in the future and wish him the best of luck with his art.
Sweet, awesome. Congrats again, here, Miles Smith, and for Miles Smith. Keep doing what y'all doing. All right. Now we know we are past Halloween. However, we have some photos that we'd like to share with you. Especially one of our listeners, actually your Uncle Kenny, he wanted us to post, you with your Deadpool outfit Sodi's Deadpool outfit and your Wolverine outfit. And so he comments here, I'm disappointed in no Deadpool pictures from this year's party. Well, don't be disappointed. We had Caitlin Clark last time, Kenny. We have photos here for Deadpool and Wolverine. Here it is. So, Eric, how was this as a mashup, as a costume for you out of all the costumes you've worn ever?
Yeah.
Where to sign up?
So first of all, girlfriend reveal right there.
well, we mentioned her in the last part, but now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay.
Yeah. So we went as Deadpool and Wolverine. I really enjoyed watching the movie this summer in August. Originally, we actually were going to go as, what's it called? Frankenstein and Frankenstein's love interest, I guess.
Sure. Yep.
But it was the movie Young Frankenstein. But the last minute, we saw these Deadpool costume ideas, and we thought it was amazing. Lots of fun at the party. We actually did a Halloween trivia.
Oh, nice.
And we won at Kenny's Halloween party trivia for the
Okay.
second year in a row.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
And we did so well that we actually went to the 99 in Fairhaven, not Taunton.
Okay.
Fairhaven, Taunton. And we won that trivia too.
Oh, my goodness.
For Halloween.
Oh, my goodness. And what did you get as a reward?
So for winning Halloween trivia, we got a bunch of Chucky merch. We got Chucky Pop. We got Chucky Magnet, Chucky Cup, Chucky, his autograph. I don't know. But we got a bunch of Chucky stuff.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. The meal was great too. Like, we go to 99 pretty often.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
So it was an amazing time. And that was my first time winning trivia at a 99.
Okay.
So it was awesome.
That's sweet. Yeah. You got the costume, and then you got the winning 99 right after. Good stuff. Good stuff again. I also want to share, I unfortunately was not able to wear my Bill Belichick costume like I wanted to, just because, I didn't hand out any candy this year. I didn't get any candy. We were a little bahumbugged for Halloween this year. So, but I did a murder trivia mystery party, not trivia, murder mystery party. And I was Chef Messy. And Chef Messy, he just had all these cuts, all these bandages, because he was messy around. And so it was really fun. That's my friend Alex. Shout out to Alex. If you're watching, hope you are. Yeah, really fun time. And this is my main Halloween costume, Halloween thing going on this year. So
what was your role in this mystery?
Yeah, so I was the private chef of the Davenport. So Mr. and Mrs. Davenport. We were in their house. We were quote unquote in their house.
Is that your house?
And no, it's not. It's friend's house. I was, their chef, and the person, actually, he was the murderer. And he tried to he was essentially a hypnotist, and got someone to kill the other person. And planted pumpkin seeds, which I'm the only one who has access to pumpkin seeds because I cooked the pumpkin seeds and all this stuff. So anyway, wasn't the murderer. I was chilling. People definitely thought I was the murderer, but it is what it is. That's that. So there you have it. That's our Halloween stuff, and what has happened. Over this past week or so in that sense. Let's get into content. Let's get right into content. We got some breaking news out of the NBA. First is with the whole city of Philadelphia. Okay, the whole city of Philadelphia is having issues. Joel Embiid hasn't played, I don't believe, yet this season. But also he had an altercation with the reporter. The reporter asked him about his dead brother and his son, and Joel Embiid, of course, was not a fan of that comment or a fan of those questions, and so he did not do the right thing though in shoving the reporter and having that little altercation. So not great start for Philly. And then what is a positive is Paul George did return. I think yesterday he played his first NBA game. However, it was a rough start. He did score 15 points, but that's not who Paul George is. So um, definitely a rough start for Philly at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and honestly, I know that during our preseason chats, I had a hunch that I didn't think the Sixers would be as hot this season as last season. And part of that too is you'll get Paul George, and he's been on the Thunder, he's been on the Clippers. So when we think about, oh, he's going to be Joel Embiid and have this a bit of a super team,
Hmm.
I don't really see that being the case anymore. Just because you'll get his history, and we haven't really seen that same level of dominance that he had with the Pacers so many years ago. And Joel Embiid, I know he's been injury plagued. It is possible that he will be back and healthy, but it's just that we know this is his deal. It's been the deal for the last couple of years.
Yep, yep. And when it comes to in terms of the Celtics, we've had them for a while. Just in the playoffs and regular season. So um, this does not help them in their bout for the Eastern Conference Finals for a championship. They've only won one game. And I'll get to that later, but they only won one game. So not great so far. On the other side, though, in the Western Conference, we have the Warriors doing pretty darn well. Starting off 6-1, third in the West, and Steph Curry has just come back from injury. He had his last game 24 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. It was out about the last 3 to 4 games. But Eric, on our last episode, you mentioned that the Warriors may blow up after the season. After this hot start, I know it's early, but after this hot start, do you feel any differently with your hot take from last week?
Hmm. So I know the hot take was I thought that Stephen Kerr is going to get fired or quit the Warriors by the end of the season,
Yep.
and Draymond Green's going to get traded.
Yes.
It is definitely a hot take. I will say I'm not gonna back out of that take. I still think that the Warriors have time to establish themselves either as a really good team or a really bad team. For instance, Celtics are off to a hot start. I think they're going to continue that way. But I feel like Warriors are kind of in that limbo where they're still not really solidified just yet. So we'll see what it looks like in like maybe 10, 15 more games.
For sure, it is early. It is early. So I just wanted to,
Oh yeah.
try to get at your jabs, but because you said last time I have cold take, so I can't.
Yeah.
It's definitely not cold take yet because we don't know what's gonna happen. But so there you have it. For all those who are watching from California, there's some good news. we were not so nice last time, but in other news, some unfortunate news coming from the Spurs. Greg Popovich is out indefinitely due to a health concern. I couldn't find at least what the specific health concern was, but it's unfortunate for, of course, him and hoping everything is okay. But for the organization, he's been there for I really don't know how long, but a long time.
Yeah, like 20 something years.
Right, a long time, and he's I don't know how long, much more longer as a coach he's gonna be with the Spurs. But he's still there, committed, and wants to develop Wemby in the young Spurs. So, it does hurt. And again, I had a hot take about the Spurs and them going to the Western Conference Finals. This will hurt if Popovich is out for the rest of the season. But that is to be determined. We're not sure.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in his career, I'm not sure how old Popovich is, but he's really doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's made his legacy. And at this point, anything he does now is extra. But props to him, and of course, don't wish anything bad on him. Good health. But yeah, hopefully it all works out.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Popovich, get healthy soon. And then lastly, college basketball has started, and specifically with women's college basketball. Your girl. I don't know, because we've said Caitlin Clark's our girl, but you mentioned Juju. Okay, you mentioned Juju Watkins, and she just dropped 27 points in her debut against Ole Miss. It was a very close game, won by only 1 or 2 points. That's a pretty good start for her, and I'm sure it's going to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, and I mean, Caitlin Clark, of course, she has a long career ahead of her, but I feel like as soon as Juju Watkins is WNBA available, like we're gonna see a lot of hype for Clark versus Watkins in the pros.
Yep, it's gonna be some get those air horns out. Get those air horns out. It's gonna be a good matchup, good sight to see. But don't forget, Paige. I feel like I'm gonna butcher her last name. Paige Buckner, Booker,
Bookmark.
Buck. Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
Bookers.
I don't know about Bookmark. But on UConn, she's gonna be really good. She's gonna be in. I don't know if she's a senior, but she's been in the league a while. She's someone else to watch, I would say as well. Okay, more NBA into our next section.
The chime's back.
The chimes back again. So magical. We're gonna talk NBA. We're gonna start with our beloved Celtics. Actually, with not some great news to start. Jaylen Brown got hurt. Okay, now we know Porzingis has been hurt. He hasn't played this whole season, and now Jaylen Brown has some sort of lingering injury. And I have a quote here from Sports Illustrated. And he says, I got an MRI in training camp. It's been back and forth since then. I think I extended it a little more. And it's already been giving me some trouble. Gonna have to get another MRI and go from there. So I couldn't get a timetable on how long Brown is gonna be out for. Nonetheless, we're I believe 8-1, or 6-1. Sorry, 6-1, 7-1 to start the season. So we're doing pretty good, but we don't need more. I mean, these are two stars of the Celtics. We don't need any more injuries or any more time cut off from these guys. These guys are too good to be off the court.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty impressive that even without Porzingis and Brown, we're still 6-1. So of course we do need those key players, but the fact that we can put in Cornette, we can put in Pritchard, and they can really come up and carry the team when they need to. It shows a great depth of the Celtics, which I think is the most important to a championship team. So
Yeah,
it was amazing to see that.
Yeah, it is. It is good. We have a hard start. Our schedule hasn't been super tough. I think we played the Bucks once, and they're not. They're also have only won one game. So it's we're looking for we're looking for the role players to step up, and that's been Pritchard. That's been Al Horford has been really good. When he played against the Bucks, he blocked him twice, or blocked Giannis twice in that game about that time. So I think we have the backcourt to stay with it, but we need everyone when it comes to playoffs. We can't be out of any of our players if we want to make another championship run. So like I said, we've had a weak schedule here. We've only played, or we have so let me back up. We've had a little bit of a weak schedule. We played Wizards, Pacers, Pistons, and Hornets twice. So that but we did lose the Pacers this year. That was our one loss. They haven't been playing great. They were a playoff team last year. But last year we lost to a few bad teams. We lost to the Hornets twice. We lost to the Hornets, and then we lost to the Hawks twice. And the Hawks last year I don't believe were that great. So we've had those losses. I think we're gonna be okay moving forward. But I mean, I don't know how many games you've watched, Eric, this season. But it's insane because again, with me and Joe, I said I wouldn't be as mean with Joe as I was last year, and I won't be. But when you see sometimes what they do on offense, and it looks like they're just chucking threes, like just for the heck of it, and some of them are good shots, but like it's just going over. It just makes me like, can we play a little bit of basketball? Can we pass a little bit more? Can we just get the right shot? Because these guys, for the most part, can score anywhere. So I understand, and it's worked. We won the championship. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get a little frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know if I did watch the Hornets series.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they won both those games. There was one instance where Grant Williams actually kind of shoved Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't see it live, but I heard that. Yep.
And also, Grant Williams purposely blocked Derek White from getting the ball. So it seems like he's all buddy-buddy with everyone, but then he kind of disrespects him on the court, you know? So I've had this hunch about Grant Williams for a while, and I'm glad he's not a Celtic.
Mm,
Like, he's not Celtics material, straight
no,
up.
yeah,
No offense.
yeah, and I'm taking, man. He's got the truth. We're trying to speak the truth, okay? Very fun. We're trying to do the truth, okay? Yeah, no, I only thought, for Grant Williams, he was tough. Like he was just, his toughness, but I don't know really how tough he was, and I don't think he was a great locker room presence. So, good rinse him. And now we're just fine with Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, and the like. So,
Yeah, and I know last year too, Pritchard wanted to leave the Celtics because of lack of playing time.
mhm.
And although injuries are not good, I know that it's provided him more opportunity to be on the court. And as we've seen, like he's actually risen up to the occasion and showed he's, a talented player and would fit well in this role.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So yeah, he's emerged. People are saying he might very early, but that he looks like he's getting towards the sixth man of the year, which would be sweet. I would love that for him. But we'll see. We shall see. Early. But other NBA news coming out of the Western Conference, two teams that we've talked about before, maybe last episode this season as well. The Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Two different sides of the of where they want to be. The Nuggets right now are in eighth. Pretty rough start. Stephen A. Smith said they look, and I'm quoting him, they look old. They look like an old team. Whereas Oklahoma City Thunder have a lightning start. Lightning Thunder. They have a lightning start to their season. They're first, undefeated. They're looking really good. As I believe I said that they were going to be the best team out of the West, and they would play the Nuggets in the West Conference Finals. But the Nuggets not looking great. And an article that I was trying to just look for Oklahoma City Thunder notes, which by the way, they are not just undefeated, but in their start they have had an average of over 10 points a W. Essentially, they've won by over 10 points each of their wins on average, which I think is in the history books. No one really does that. However, in that article, I saw that because I think the Thunder and Nuggets are playing soon, that the Nuggets are going to be, and I quote, a dysfunctional Nuggets team with some injuries. So that was mentioned in the article. So I haven't watched either team, but I expected the Nuggets to be much better coming out of the gates with Russell Westbrook as an addition, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
No, I mean, it is still early in the season, but of course, we're not really expecting this rough start, eighth place in the West right now. But I do think that Russell Westbrook has been an addition to the lineup. I guess we'll just have to see how it formulates. But I do think that, coming into the middle half, you'll see the Nuggets start to pick up more momentum.
For sure. Yeah. I think, yeah, it's early. Give them time. I'm not pressing the panic button yet on the Nuggets. I will say there just is a lot of, whether it's just people who are commentating or people who are close to the league, are looking at this team and saying this, if they don't win it all, they could blow it up. So that would be very interesting. What happens with Jokic? What happens with their other superstar, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.? I don't know. But it's early. Everything's early right now. So not a huge sign of concern, I would say.
Yeah.
The Nuggets.
The thing too is the Thunder. Last season they were also first in the West, so we can't really argue that one's too early because we have seen that they can prove themselves as this first place team.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's not, for me. It's not a surprise with the Thunder that they're in first right now. They're really good young team. Holmgren and Shai Gilgeous. They're really talented and they're additions. So not surprising there. More surprising on the Nuggets side. All right, let's transition to another segment of ours. This is our Supernova Superstar segment. We have a new superstar for us. Essentially, Supernova Superstar, we're just highlighting someone, an athlete in the South Coast, Massachusetts area, and we want them to be shouted out because of their skills and what they accomplished. So, Eric, if you would not mind putting on the sunglasses, it is time to read this stat. And it is gonna be super hot fire. Super hot fire. Our Supernova Superstar today is Boone Ouellette, who is the senior captain of the Wareham Viking soccer team. Congrats, to Boone. Boone accomplished a lot of things. He not only scored 1 hat trick, not 2 hat trick, not 3, but 4 hat tricks in the season. And this last one came in a win against Bristol Agley. Congrats, Boone Ouellette. 4 hat tricks. 4 hat tricks in a season. That's pretty incredible. I think he's going to some sort of soccer league after that. I would say MLS, but I feel like that's not a
Maybe.
I mean, no, but MLS is professionally that'd be Premier League would be not La Liga, right? We want to talk about professional, but MLS is good too. MLS is good too.
You definitely got to get him a scholarship somewhere.
Yes, 100%. He's got to be somewhere. But that's really impressive. I mean, I was a defender. I played for Dartmouth, Massachusetts, their travel team for 2 years. I maybe scored 2 goals my whole time. I'm a defender, right? But still, it wasn't a lot of goals. But did you played a little bit of soccer at Charter, right?
A little bit, yeah. We did indoor together, I think.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was fun league.
Yeah,
fun league. Good experience.
Absolutely. So congrats, Boone, again. Good stuff. Hope you make it far in your soccer career. Moving forward, we are going to be going into our fantasy football updates. Now, I'm going to have our standings up here to show where everyone is at. So we have the I'm going to read the names. I'm going to do it real quick. The Hot Chocolates in first place, followed by Marvel Cinematic Universe. When in Rome in third. Nikki and the Rippers, fourth. Fifth place, we have Spence's team. Sixth, we have Seize the Dio. Seventh, Pack-a-Punch Raygun. Eighth, Teamy Wreckage. Ninth, Samuel's Glorious Team. 10th, Hingle McCringleberry. 11th, Infinity and Beyond. And 12th, Breeze's Pieces. I will say for myself, being in 7th place, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good right now. I know that last episode I had my own, on camera kind of rant, beware. I'm not going to do that today. I want to be humbled. Last week was a little more, it was a little much. So I don't want to go there. But I will say I am very happy with my team right now. It's won 3 straight. And right now, I can't ask for anything better. I'm looking forward to this weekend's matchup against my friend Anthony, and we'll go from there. So
bars,
spitting bars. I'll mention Ty's teams real quick. He was second, I believe, 2 weeks ago. He's dropped down to third, which is not necessarily bad. However, but there's 8 teams in our league that have records of 5-4 or 4-5. So that means if you lose one, you could get all the way down. If you win one, you could go. So now it's getting tighter and we're all close. So Ty's team, you better wake up a little bit, smell the coffee, because you gotta think about your team, buddy. You gotta think about your team. And then Eric, your team is in 8th, right below me, 4 and 5. But you got a big matchup against the number 1 team, the Hot Chocolates. How do you feel about your team moving forward this weekend and just the rest of the season?
Yeah. So major props to the Hot Chocolates for their number 1 position at the current moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
10.
So I do think that it will definitely be a challenging matchup. But I actually have lost most of my matchups by like 5-6 points. Starting with, this last week that just happened. So it really is those small little plays that just really mess up my game. Yeah. So I feel like I'm going to continue with my lineup. I have Mahomes. I have the running back Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a good lineup in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they gotta grind it out a little bit more.
Oh yeah, you're definitely in between 4th and 5th in terms of scoring. So your team is doing pretty good. It's again those matchups that hurt at the end of the day. That's what hurted me. I was 1 and 5 in the start of the season, right? So it's about matchups. And to your point about small margins, I started the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix. And I thought initially, I was like, oh no, this is not good. He's not doing well. This is going to cost me. And actually, it saved my weekend, because I had Jordan Love, and he did not do great at all. Had one of the worst pick sixes probably in NFL history. and just only had 11 points. Bo Nix had 18 points. I won by like 8. So I still would have potentially won if I had switched, but that's too close for comfort. So I'm glad I had Bo and I won. I'm gonna drop him this week though. I'm dropping Bo.
Oh
I don't
man.
want. I'm actually picking up the Giants quarterback.
Oh, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones has got a good
Ooh.
matchup. Well, I'm gonna. Well, no, it's funny because it's fine that I said that because this will be uploaded after the waiver wire, so we're good. We're not gonna worry about that being leaked. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I will say for my we have of course your league, New England's very best,
Yes.
and then I have my uncle's Pullman, and actually I used to be the leader of that pool, like
Oh.
week 1 through week 8,
Okay.
and I had
Yeah.
like a good like 7-8 point margin over everyone, which means like picking the correct winners of games,
Yep.
and I would get like 10-11 wins per week, and this last week I just got 4 wins,
Wow.
so it was a travesty. It was some fraud, as you may hear later
Oh.
on this week.
Yeah.
Election fraud.
Yeah.
From either side. I don't know who, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, it was just an unfortunate week for me, and hopefully it can rebound and come back into first. I'm in 4th and 5th right now.
Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry, man. That's so sad. That's
Yeah.
so sad. But I'm sure you bounce back. I mean, you've been first. I'm sure you'll pick it right back up. With I mean, I don't know what do you do research? Do you strategize or do you just
Honestly, just go right off of vibes.
ride the vibes? Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean, hey, it's working for you. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, we're gonna go into our "What in the World" segment. What in the world is happening? We just find some strange things, and we're gonna see something strange in one of our on one of our takes here. But where we just if it's anything sports related, pop culture related, any of those things, try to find it. We try to bring it to light. I'll start because it's sports related, or no, both are sports related. Both are sorry, both are sports related. But mine's a little more all sports. So, Eastern Conference is looking a little strange. Okay, I mentioned 76ers and the Bucks only have one game each that they've won, and so and on the other side, the top of the standings is the Cleveland Cavaliers, where they have been undefeated with Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and the whole crew. So it's a flip flop a little bit. Obviously, the Celtics are still up there. I think the Knicks are mid. So I think the Magic are like 3rd or 4th. So a little bit. It's a beginning, but a little bit of a shift in the Eastern Conference powers. I have a question for you, Eric. Though, with the 76ers and the Bucks, is it safe to say right now, based on their starts, that respectively Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers are to blame for both of these team starts?
I'll say for the 76ers, yeah, Joel Embiid needs to be on that team. He really is the most valuable player for the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
We of course have Tyrese Maxey and Paul George in the lineup as well. But I feel like Joel Embiid is that powerful center who is just MVP of the league 2 years ago. So the fact that he is absent, I feel like is probably contributing to their matchups and to their losses. So I definitely want to get him back in there. Well, I wouldn't because I'm a Celtics fan, but if you're a Sixers fan, like you definitely want Embiid back in that game.
Yep.
As far as the Milwaukee Bucks, I feel like we have Giannis and we have Damian Lillard. That team should be a top 5 team in the league. And I think that may have been one of my predictions a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Doc Rivers, he hasn't really done much since the Celtics won that 2008 championship.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I do feel like they should have still had their coach, Mike Budenholzer, or even the coach who was there after him. I feel like they're changing too many coaches, and it's hurting team chemistry. And it's hurting the organizational impact of that team because they really were in good shape last year as well. But they've been slipping.
Yeah, and I know Giannis has been hurt. I think he missed a game or two. But nonetheless, for both these teams, this is a low. No one was expecting the starts for these teams, especially when 76ers just got Paul George. You're expecting, and he hasn't played. He just played one game, but you're expecting, to have a big three in the Sixers, to have a dynamic duo of Lillard and Giannis. So it's tough, but again, a Celtics fan,
Yeah. I mean, as a team that really should be in championship contending, like the Bucks, like the Sixers, do you think that they should tank this season for Cooper Flag, I believe, who's a top pick? I know that Embiid's a center and that the Bucks really have, 2 superstars. So is that worth it for those teams who are still in, playoff contention?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think again it's early. I think give it some time. I mean, if you're around the All-Star break and you're below 500 or something, then maybe it's to consider tanking, but I think that's much. You have too many superstars, too much talent for both these teams to be doing that. So wait till everyone's on the court and then find out. All right, Eric. The Rizzler and Costco guys. Who are they, and what does this have to do with basketball and the New York Knicks?
All right. Yeah, this is definitely a what in the world. So I'll tell you a little bit about the Rizzler and about the Costco guys.
Mhm.
So what it is it's a father and son duo, AJ and Big Justice. So AJ's the dad. He's, I believe, around like 45, 50 years old.
Okay.
He's a former amateur wrestler turned mortgage broker
Okay. Okay.
and his 13-year-old son.
Okay.
So it's these two guys, and they recruited the Rizzler, who's a 7-year-old boy, to be part of their group. And essentially, what they do is they walk around Costco and they review Costco food. That's their big gig.
Okay. Okay.
So I believe they'll give it a rating out of like booms. So if it's like okay, I believe they give it like 1 or 2 booms.
Okay.
But if it's something that's like awesome, like a double chunk chocolate cookie, that's 5 big booms.
Okay. Okay.
So they were able to work their way up to the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Yep.
And I was a bit perplexed when I saw this because I didn't know about them before like this event.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it looks like Jimmy Fallon was like visually irritated throughout the whole segment, and a lot of viewers felt that the Rizzler was disrespected.
Mm.
Like, they were clearly the ones who were getting like all the cheers, applauses, and that Fallon was just like he was jealous, he felt inferior,
Hmm.
and that the Rizzler just like he should have got his moment, and he was disrespected.
Okay.
I'd be wondering, right?
Yeah.
How does this relate to basketball?
You're right. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Getting ready for the connection.
So the Rizzler, he actually has been doing a lot of public relations in the New York area, being this
Okay.
powerful almighty figure. He went to a New York Mets game, and I think he might have thrown out the first pitch,
Okay.
but he was definitely in attendance. He was at the New York NHL teams event as well,
Yep.
and he was playing a celebrity game for the New York Knicks. So he was like full on suited up. He was on the court taking shots. I believe some Knicks players may have been there,
Yep.
but he was definitely suited up for that Knicks event.
Okay.
So, being that said, this being a New York icon,
Yeah.
do you feel that the Rizzler had any kind of influence in the Knicks' strong start for the season? And do you think there's any possibility of tampering with Karl Anthony Townsend Knicks?
I, 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 I don't. I just. Okay. Let me see. Do I think the Rizzler had anything on the show? No. No. I don't. Look. I watch sports shows all the time. Try to get involved. And I know this is more local. This is probably more local Knicks news than like the big stage thing. But I've never even heard of the Rizzler in my life. And so for me to think that he has that much influence to tamper with the Knicks with Cat, do you know if he has any relationship with Cat at all, or this is just about Rizzler being in all the Knicks stuff and you know?
Well, I'll give you an example, right?
Okay.
So, first of all, the Rizzler's channel, I believe, has like millions and millions of views.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Being the celebrity he is,
Yeah.
I know that years ago, I believe Tom Brady tried to pitch Kevin Durant to the Celtics.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I kind of imagine this like business like role, like, hey, if you come to the city, you'll be part of, our groups, a lot of influence.
Sure.
So, maybe Cat saw that, and I don't know.
I mean, possibly. I mean, maybe Cat's one of the subscribers to Rizzler, and then yeah. I mean, then I think definitely Cat's gonna go to the Knicks because he loves the Rizzler and the Rizzler's on the Knicks. So boom. But in all seriousness, I don't think so. I don't. There's no. Yeah, there's no evidence for me to see tampering with Cat in any circumstance. Never mind with the Rizzler. To be tampering. Did you watch this full episode, or did you watch the whole Jimmy Fallon, or the? I remember you sent me something, where it was like someone commentating over the episode. Like, is that what you fully watched?
Yeah. So the reason I heard about this segment is because people were joking that the Rizzler was disrespected on Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
So someone did a 12-minute body analysis of the segment, and like notice how the Rizzler is straight and everyone else is leaning into him, like
Right.
showing his dominance.
Yep.
But just like I watched the video, I saw the clip, and I would say the thing that stuck out and the reason why people are reacting to this so intensely is because these guys built their own personas on TikTok. So of course in the real world you don't go walk around Costco and like booming food.
Right. Right. Yep.
So the
Yep.
fact that they were able to take this bit and get to a national stage is just incredible.
Yeah.
Kind of something you would see on Ellen, but the fact that it had on Jimmy Fallon was just like kind of interesting, I would say. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what we need to do? Rizzler, if you're watching, you are welcome to come to the podcast and show us how you exploded as you and the Costco guys with your pod, or just is it a podcast or just reviews?
Well,
like
I think they literally like review food.
they just review. Okay, well, however you do it, if you wanna come here and talk about your food ranks, you want to come. I know we had a celebrity come for food reviews already, a Portnoy, right?
Oh yeah, Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy, right? So if you want to come and rate in Bedford's food, come on down, and love for you to.
Yeah. I guess my real question that like we get some intellectual answer out of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's a figure, like a celebrity or a person who's notable that you think would be a good presence in a locker room? That's not like a player.
Oh, that would just be a like a leader.
Yeah,
leader,
like a leader,
almost.
a mentor.
Yeah. Why not Kevin Hart? Why not? I think his stature, his build. Don't look at his build. Okay, it's all about his persona, and you watch his leadership on the All-Star game with the Celebrity All-Star game as captain, and I believe he won one MVP. Could be wrong, but I would say Kevin Hart. That's just came to mind. I would say Kevin.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our final segment, which is our mailbag. We get questions, comments, and we would like to share them to you all. I just want to give a quick shout out to Donald. How do you say his name? Saint Jelly. Thank you, Donald. He said, "Well done. Appreciate the comment, the feedback. Yeah, we're always looking for feedback. Please tell us if we're doing something wrong. If you don't like, one of our voices or whatever, just tell us blatantly, and we'll go with it.
Yeah, Isaiah can take it.
Yeah, I could take it 100%. It's me. But we have a question for each of us to conclude the show here. Eric, how about you start a question for me for your mailbag?
Yeah. So seeing as we're recording this episode, it's actually voting day.
Yep.
Right after this episode, I'm going to go out and vote.
There you go. Due diligence.
Yep.
Go out there and vote.
Yep. So getting to the NBA, which NBA team do you think best represents America's team, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys for the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
And then which NBA team do you think is the most vilified on national level?
Yeah, I think I kind of, for me, answered this question with the same team. And I said the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's dissect this a little bit. America's team. I looked at all the NBA teams. I was just looking at like who has the most brand, who gets talked about the most, like even if their team sucks. And I'm like, I feel like it's LA, right? I mean, and I know LA has had the Lakers specifically, not the Clippers. The Lakers have had LeBron James. They've had, and now Bronny. So like, but if Bronny goes somewhere else, he's still gonna get some attention. I don't think nearly as much. And again, that's gonna do with LeBron probably more so than the Lakers effect. But I would say, I would say I feel like the Lakers get a lot of attention. And when you come to, because we bring up Dallas Cowboys and we say they're America's team, they are awful this year. They are awful. They're a joke, right? However, they get so much attention all the time because of their owner, because of their brand of America's team, right? The Lakers have not been great. They're okay right now, but it's early. They're okay right now. They always get attention. They'll always get attention, like the Celtics, but I think the Lakers have more, to a degree, more media presence than Boston, just because of Los Angeles rather than Boston, just because it's a bigger market, I would probably say. So I would say, yes, Los Angeles for America's team, and for the most vilified on a national level, I would also say the Lakers. I mean, especially right now with Bronny, like fans, if this goes awry, everyone's gonna be go insane. So that's what I'll say. I have the same team for both those answers. So.
Yeah, I would say I'm in agreement with the Lakers being, and I quote, America's team. Of course, it's one of the most popular cities in the nation.
Yeah.
And we've heard about the Lakers for decades, right? We had Kobe Bryant, like you said, LeBron James. So they have all the big popular superstars who are really taking over the game.
Yep.
And yeah, I agree with that. I would say the New York Knicks would be in the running, but they're not simply because they don't have a superstar. The last superstar I can think of is Carmelo Anthony back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they really haven't had this like big demand for we're gonna watch the Knicks games. They're amazing. They're our team.
Now Brunson, right? Now Brunson
Yeah.
and Cat, but Brunson, but
yeah. But I definitely give the edge to the Lakers on this one.
For sure. Yeah. All right. My question for you, sir. We're gonna bring it back to the Yankees Dodgers World Series for a second. How are you coping? How are you coping with the loss, my friend? With the loss.
Yeah, definitely still sinking in.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel the best. Yeah, it was really tough to see once again. Like that game's, it was like game 5, I think.
Game 5, yeah.
Yeah, like I was frustrated. I was like, okay, they got this going to game 6, and then it was just slowly sleeping away. And yeah, they lost it.
Yeah, I was with a few friends at a restaurant after an event, and we were watching it. We were watching probably starting the 3rd, 4th inning, and then we left like 7th inning or something like that. And but we saw the 5th inning, and there were 2 Yankees fans there, and I had to keep it within myself to not laugh, to not make fun, because I'm like, they're already hurting, they're already down 3-1. They don't need me to, as a Red Sox fan, to really have a gut punch there. So, yeah, just speaking baseball and what happened. I mean, it was disappointing. Disappointing for that team. They had a lot of talent, a lot of expectations. Obviously, they made it to the World Series, so that's good. But to not really be competitive in that series is a little, is definitely falling short.
Yeah, well, here's what I tell people, because LeBron James is a great example of this.
Yeah.
He's lost multiple NBA finals. Like, I believe he's up to like 5 at this point.
Yeah. He's like 4 or 9 or something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not the best finals record. It's a bit iffy. But honestly, if you go to the Olympics, that's a silver medal. So it's something to be proud of.
Yep.
And for those who, didn't even get to that point, they have a good medal, and you are below them. So 2nd place, not bad.
2nd place, not bad. It's we'll see next year. I'm sure that the Dodgers are gonna come swinging. They're gonna be coming full force. I don't know what it looks like free agency and stuff. But it'll be interesting. Again, I'll be rooting against the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan, so this was nice to see. But we will see what happens to baseball. We will see what happens in football. We will see what happens in basketball. But that will conclude our episode here, Barely Friends podcast. Again, my name's Isaiah.
My name's Eric.
Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time. See you later. Peace.
Your eyes like the color of the ocean. Why did you let me in? Why did you let me in? I had a dream last night. I wish someday it would happen. Sunset, far away. Never have to wish for it anymore, baby. Ooh, I wish that you wouldn't have to always lie to me. We could truly be something else. If you ever take me off the shelf.